Hi friends, it's Tracy and I'm back to tell you about the 3 excuses that I came up with to not cut up my credit card. The first excuse that I gave myself was that I wasn't going to use them. That one was probably the biggest lie that I told myself too, because the first thought I had when I got into Target and I was standing in line and I didn't want to use my cash and I wanted something extra was, don't worry about it, just pull out your charge card. So I knew right then and right there that excuse was crap, and I was just trying to keep them around for times when I just wanted to impulse shop. And I am an impulse shopper, and a lot of it's tied to my emotions, and so it's like, no, that one didn't work out for me, but that was my first excuse. I'm not gonna use it. The second excuse I came up with was that I was only going to use them for an emergency. Well, that one was a big old lie. I can't stress how big it was because I had never used the credit cards for an emergency in the first place. So why would all of a sudden I start using them for an emergency? You know, I had to look at, like, what have I spent my money on these credit cards? What did I charge against them? What did I do? And there was no emergencies up in there. I mean, shopping online and Amazon, that ain't no emergency. The third one I had was that I needed it for work because I may travel. I may need to my airplane ticket or a hotel or a car rental, all those things like that. And I have traveled for work before, but let me tell you what really happened. When I traveled for work, they paid for my plane ticket. I paid for my hotel room and the transportation to get to the hotel and to get back to the airport. But that was like a one-time incident in 7 years that I worked there. So yeah, no. And the car rental thing, if you've heard my debt story, then you know I had to rent a car twice for a total of about 12 weeks. The first time was 4 weeks, the second time was 8 weeks after somebody totaled my car in a parking lot. Still salty about that one. I use cash on both instances. I use my debit card, not cash specifically, but cash that I had made that was sitting in my account. What they required from me was to bring my utility bill. I couldn't go to a car rental place that was near the airport, but one of the other ones they would, and I called around and I found a couple that was actually near where I lived that did that. They took my debit card, and so I used that. And so all of those things happened within the span of about 4 months before I got into FPU, or Financial Peace University. And so when I went through the class and we got to the dumping debt, and you're supposed to have the plastectomy. Did I say that right? I'm not sure. But you cut up your credit cards. I had to break the emotional tie that I had to the credit cards. Every one I stuck in the shredder. It was an emotional thing for me. It had nothing to do with the excuses that I was trying to use to keep them around. And I needed to do some other behavior modifications to fill those gaps, like having an emergency fund for the emergencies. That works. And I have that today. I have a small one today in sinking funds. And if something really did happen, all those sinking funds just became my emergency fund. It is no big deal. And I can handle that today. And there's also something else. You're never going to hear me say that I axiomatically use a credit card or charge something on a card, because they're all shredded up. I mean, they're in pieces, they're in little ribbons. This is the credit card graveyard. This is where I stick all of them, and I do keep them on me to remind myself that I did break an emotional bond that I had with a form of debt, and that was I cut up my credit cards. So thank y'all for watching my video, and you guys have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing below, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.